there fundamentally isn't anyone that teaches men how to be better lovers. And I think, if you're very lucky growing up and you have an older woman who can guide you through that process and really help you embody becoming a better lover, um, it, that's an amazing sort of stepping stone. But there really isn't anything unless it's one of the courses that we're presenting and doing and helping people understand making love from a different perspective. Sexual surrogacy, which is quite big in Germany because that's, I guess, a stepping stone from sex workers to helping out, I guess, people stepping into that space and helping them become better understanding of the human body. So we're kind of stuck with that unless it's what is the go-to point that we watch all the time? It's pornography.
Yeah, that's definitely usually not giving you advice that will work for you in the bedroom the way it looks like on the video. There are a few cultural histories that are interesting, but they're not well known. One is Kunyaza, which is, there's a big debate of which country in Africa it came from. So I'm not even gonna, and they're very outspoken about, who originated it, but that came from a culture that was matriarchal originally. And basically what it did, and it is an interesting history with that because I'll explain that in a second as far as why it's interesting with me. But I first learned about Kunyaza by the name when I was in San Francisco at the IASHS, and they gave a presentation on it. But basically, the goal is the woman lays on the bed with her legs up or split, and the guy takes his penis, whether it's erect or limp, and he slaps it like that. Dangerous. Yeah, and on the mons pubis in the area. And he does that for 15 to 40 minutes, and it induces female ejaculation. And for them, the woman having the ejaculatory release was considered the height of their sexual experience. And it was the goal for the guy to do that at least once each time they made love. And what was so interesting about that to me was when I was listening to that, I'm like, where have I heard this before? And when I was in grade school, African-American boy, or actually he was African, he was a native African. His dad was an engineer at the local power plant that moved here. And he was talking with the other guys, and I think we were like 10 or 11. And he was talking about how his dad was giving him and his brother the talk about caring for the women. And he actually described that. So I was like, wow, that's so in that culture, at least based on what I've heard, I haven't been there. The men teach the children right before puberty how to do that. And so that is one of the few exceptions I know of, but I totally agree with what you've just said, that in the vast majority of Western culture and the Eastern cultures I've been exposed to, they don't teach that in widespread. Now there are Indian traditions and there are Taoist traditions, but based on what I've understood, they're kept very secret. That's not what they teach the mass public, for that. So I totally agree. Guys just don't know.